Cloud is here. Michael Cloud, Republican of Texas, a member of the Appropriations Committee. Your thoughts on the speech tonight?
I think it was wonderful. I think I got so many messages blowing up my phone, just people's faith and hope restored in America, renewing the American dream. That's exactly what the president was talking about, and I think that's exactly what the American people are feeling.
As an appropriator, where do your priorities lie in this next period of several months?
Well, certainly we got to get through March. I was especially appreciative of what the president had to say about us working toward a balanced budget. It's a huge goal, but I think we can get there. They've talked about working to find savings for the American people. That's what we're working to do through DOGE, through the Appropriations Committee. It's about getting a good ROI for the American taxpayer. And it's exactly what American people want.
Gosh, a balanced budget would be quite a thing these days. Long question with maybe a long answer, but how do you do that?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is work on the waste, fraud, and abuse, and we're finding out that there's hundreds of billions of dollars. And then if we can right-size some of the agencies, $2 trillion sounds like a big number, but the federal government has grown tremendously just in the couple years over COVID. And it's not like before that people were thinking that we had a lean, mean fighting machine of a federal government. They still thought it was bloated. So if we can work to get back to right-sizing our federal government, get many of these agencies have just grown beyond what their original purpose was. So it's just about bringing focus, bringing clarity, bringing efficiency, bringing some technology tools. Many of these agencies are working with 1980s technology, and so we could bring tools to the table that help us gear services to the people it was originally intended for, and weed out the waste, fraud, and abuse. And then, of course, we'll have to look at some policy issues and have those important discussions as well. But that will get us a long way down the road. What's
not working, in your view, about DOGE right now?
I think it's working tremendously. It's brought technology tools to the table. One of the things I think that the people in politics do a lot is they're afraid to make any sort of mistake because it gets blown out of proportion. And what we've seen is Elon's taking to DOGE the same approach we've seen with SpaceX that's led to success. Don't be afraid to push the envelope, to think outside the box, to try some things, to tweak as you need to go along the way. And so the president's even said, okay, where we make mistakes, we'll make those course corrections needed, but let's not be afraid to try. Let's not be afraid to think outside the box, because the American people know, and we know in Congress too, status quo is not working for the American people. So let's not be afraid to try, tweak as we go. And the end product is going to be a big win for the American.
We've been talking with many members tonight about the potential for a government shutdown in just 10 more days. As an appropriator, talk to us about the budget cycle and how it exists now, because it seems like we're always talking about temporary funding, right?
Yes, exactly. I'm certainly not a big fan of CRs. Anyone who looks at my voting record would know that. Where we are right now, we're going to need some sort of stopgap measure while the president gets the budget together, while we finish the work of DOGE. So I think we'll get there when it comes to mid-March and what we need to do to finish out this fiscal year, so that we can turn our attention to FY26 with the lessons we've learned, and again, write those bills with the knowledge we have now about what the federal government really needs to be doing to get rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse, to get these agencies down to the right size, take the lessons learned and apply that into the next fiscal year, and really create a new paradigm for what the baseline is for a federal government that's working efficiently for the American people.
And finally, what concerns might you have about some of the things you're hearing from the White House? Are you in full agreement, or are you concerned about particular things?
Nothing that comes to mind at the moment. Of course, you can nitpick and those kind of things, but what we have is a bold leader who's not afraid to try things and to correct things as you go. So this is what the direction we need to be going. We're seeing the proof of it in the fruit of it, so to speak. And so you'll see the criticism about a particular issue for a while, and then you'll see 2 weeks later, like, okay, that's what we were trying to accomplish. And so, some people were upset. I wasn't, but some people were, about the White House meeting with Zelensky. And already a couple days later, we see, okay, we're coming around. We're bringing the people to the table. People are understanding what the president's doing to play 4D chess in a situation there. So.
And you're And your thoughts on the tariff battles that are happening right now?
What he's doing is bringing people to the table, and we've talked about free trade conceptually for a while, all the free trade backers, but when we sit down and look at it, it has not been free trade. People have been taking advantage of the United States, and as the American people are becoming educated to these things and realizing that some of the things that they've been told and the assumptions they've had about these things for several years are actually not true. We begin to bring kind of facts to the table on this. Reciprocal tariffs makes sense. Let's not let nations take advantage of us. American workers work harder than many people in other countries, and they should be honored for that and respected for that, not have to give away the wealth and resources they created in this country to other countries.
Congressman, thank you for your time tonight.